Hector and the bench. Can you hear me, Andrew?
We are almost live. Give me just a second.
Sure.
Why do we have to be live?
Huh?
There.
Nikki.
So why do we have to be live?
Nikki, in Georgia, there's a requirement the court has to be open to the public. And since with the corona stuff going on, we are trying to limit people actually coming to the courtroom. Then to satisfy that requirement, it's public. Anybody can go on YouTube and find this if they want. I don't know that it's a popular channel, but it helps to
Staff
satisfy that
is not
requirement.
on YouTube. When we meet
Okay.
to talk about everybody's case, that is private.
Right. Staff is closed. Judge, if you want to go ahead and start, Joseph just sent me a text asking for the ID number, so I'm gonna work with him to get him on here.
Okay, well, I can wait a minute. I've got
Okay.
some general announcements, so I want him to get them.
Yeah, he got that new phone. He's probably struggling. Yeah.
Okay. Dark color. How's your puppy?
Trying to kill me. I got online last night trying to find some training people that are working because I got paid to have that thing. I never had it.
There was one up on the mountain somewhere that Daddy used, but I don't know who it was.
I've never had a puppy like this. She is destroying my house. It's a golden retriever. My male didn't act like this, but my family.
Rose, back
I
up.
don't think I just got like that, you know. She's very good to be able to. Very good.
Maddie won't chew my shoes, but Boots, anything that you left on the floor, he would tear up. And what it killed me about my shoes, he would eat one of a pair, you know, and then move to the next.
Hey, Joseph.
Really, I can leave my shoes for 40 days and he never bought them.
Maddie,
You know, but this thing, she chews.
All right.
She chews.
Good.
she'll get the kids' little, she thinks they're her toys. She'll get the kids stuffed animals and stuff. I tell the grandchildren, don't leave anything on the floor.
If she did that, I'd do it.
Yeah, baby.
Have you got him yet, Andrew?
Yes, Joseph is on. Joseph, can you hear?
I can hear. Can y'all hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Sorry,
So
in the courtroom, we're talking about how to discipline our pets. I read one article that said animals are all acting differently because they're not used to having people home.
Mine is very needy.
Mine is needy.
Very needy.
all right, I'm
All
going
right, well,
to.
let's let court come to order. And I've moved over to where the clerk sits, hoping that will fix my sound problem because the bench has a bulletproof metal guard in it. So this is, maybe we'll see if this helps, or it may just be that my computer is not very good. All right, a couple of announcements for the whole group. And of course, I have Tina and her family here in court with me, and I have Carla in court with me. And Andrew's at home. He just looks like he's at court. But a couple of announcements. We're going to change curfew back to 7 p.m. for everybody on May 1st. In line with other orders. We're not going to go back to the rotating curfew with phases where it varies with the phase you're in. But we are going to go to a 7 o'clock curfew in line, more in line with the governor's orders as of May 1st. So that'll be Friday. Everybody has a 7 o'clock curfew. So Carla and Keith will be working with that for everybody. That gives everybody a little bit more freedom. But I encourage you to try to be safe. I'm not so sure all this running around is a good thing. I think our governor acted a little prematurely or early. I think we still need to be very careful about social distancing and washing hands and things of that nature. My interest is to keep y'all safe. We're also going to keep teleworking at least until May 15th. That means your treatment will be telehealth or by video until May 15th. And then I believe they're going to go back to regular meetings, but they haven't gotten those all set up yet. Correct, Megan? All right. Now, we are going to continue to phase people up. I think Kathy's probably our next person to phase up. I think she's probably eligible next week to move up. We're going to continue to do those interviews. We'll try to do them virtually like this, so you don't have to come to the courtroom and meet with the team, but you'll meet with us for an interview and your questions when we do staffing like this on the computer. All right, and I also want to encourage you that I know this has been a difficult time for a lot of people financially, but the unemployment checks are coming, the stimulus checks have been coming, and I want to remind you that you've got to pay your fees. That is part of the program. And we need the fees to be paid so we can fund the program and keep it going. And Carla's offered to take those monies at drug screening. That since you're not coming to court and the clerk's not here to take them, Carla will take them and document that for you at drug screening. If you have any doubt personally about what fee you owe, what back amount of money you owe, give Andrew a call and he will be happy to give you those figures. And I think that takes care of my general announcements. Anything I've overlooked? All right. And let's talk to our folks. Let's talk to Kent. Kent, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing good. I'm doing fine.
All right, I'm glad to hear that. Now you're still doing a good bit of work, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm staying busy.
Tell me what you've been doing this week.
Oh, cutting grass, pressure washing steel, getting the house prepped to paint.
That's great. And I heard you got your stimulus check.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you get a check, Kent?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And what did you spend it on?
So far, I've just bought me a new pair of overalls.
Okay. I love that. Carla told me that. Well, that's a big work. You need overalls to do the kind of work you do. I
Yes, ma'am.
understand that you cleared another step in MRT.
Yes, ma'am. I cleared step
All
2.
right. We are proud of that. So you're doing well and you make a mark for today.
Thank you.
All right. Kathy. And I don't see Kathy.
Yes, ma'am. I'm having problems with my phone.
Okay. Well, can you hear me?
I can now. For a second there, I couldn't hear anybody.
Okay. Well, I don't see you, but I hear you. So let's chat a little bit. How has your week been?
It was different.
Well, what's going on? I hear your house is pretty crazy.
Yeah, there's a certain time of the month that sometimes things fold where a certain individual has access to both money and their medicine. And when that
Okay.
happens, he tends to get out of control.
Well, we're worried about that, Kathy, because you're not slipping, but that, you know, all that alcohol and domestic violence and carrying on is a heavy stress load for you.
Yes, it is.
Of course, I think when you first started the program, you were living in the camper That wasn't ideal. This isn't ideal. At one point, you talked about trying to get an apartment like Chloe. Have you looked into that anymore?
I filled out an application. I've got to take the application fee and the application in. But I'm
Alright.
planning on doing that this week.
I would really encourage you to do that. If you can get an apartment or a place to live outside all this junk, I think it would be better for you. Now, I understand that you're having some difficulty finding your helping hours for MRT.
Yeah,
What's going on with that?
I don't really know a lot of people, and I don't
Carl, I
really.
can't hear her.
I don't know a lot of people, and I don't really branch out too much. So I'm having trouble finding, because all the places that I would do like community service and volunteer hours at, they're closed right now.
Right. Well, I want you to work with Megan on that. Your helping hours have to be pre-approved, and you can only do 2 hours of the same thing at a time. And you need to make sure that it's something that genuinely helps someone else, not
Yeah,
your best friend or something of that nature. So I
Yes,
think you should work on that. You need to explore what you can come up with doing with real helping hours.
I've got a few things lined up, but she's
Okay.
only giving. Yes, ma'am. I've got a few things lined up, but she's only giving me an hour on each one.
All right, I want you to work with Megan on that and see what you can come up with this week, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thanks, Kathy. And you make a mark for today. I'll wait till Andrew gets his chart up. Yeah, mine's just. Well, everybody fell off now. All right, Chloe.
And Judge, we can't see you, but we can hear you.
I can hear her like she cuts out. She's been cutting out.
I've been cutting out.
Yes, ma'am. You're breaking up.
Maybe I need a new computer.
I need to probably phone too.
All right, Chloe. How's
Yes.
your week been?
Excuse me?
How has your week been? Tell me what you've been doing.
Okay, I went and seen Albert Palmer this week. I went and seen John Dennis this week. And they tell me what to do about my kids. They give me some information on what I need to do.
All right.
And-
I'm not trying to ask you what they told you because that's private for you.
I
Just-
know,
that's fine.
but I'm letting you know that I got some questions, some of my questions answered, and they gave me some legal advice.
Okay, good. Good.
Okay. I also got to spend time with my niece, which is my little brother's daughter that was adopted
Okay.
out.
Mhm.
I got to spend quality time with her yesterday, and she's wanting me to come back Sunday for a picnic. I've been planting flowers.
Ooh,
I
that's what I've
have-
been doing, planting flowers.
I love planting. I got my whole porch is about filled up.
Yeah.
And then I've also got a hold of the internet service because I don't have internet here where I can get it for $9.99 a month. So they're coming
Great.
out tomorrow and they're going to set it up. I also went and visited a handicapped friend of mine. She's an older lady that had just got off life support and stuff. I went and visited her with her. And I also have been visiting with my mom and my sister. And I'm going to go back to work today. at
Oh.
B&B Market Deli.
B&B, correct.
Yes,
Well, I
ma'am.
understand that you got your rent lowered. That's great.
Yes, ma'am. My rent is $66.
Well, you've been busy and you've been taking good care of yourself, and I'm proud of that, and you make them all.
Thank
And
you.
Lori, would you prefer a shooting star or a golden check for your 5th?
For what now?
That's 5. And so would you like the golden check mark or the shooting star?
The shooting star.
All right. And let me share the giving tree. Since that's 5, which would you like?
A Walmart gift card.
All right, you got it.
Thank you.
All right, way to go. All right, Jessica.
Oh yeah, my dog's nails, they're painted bright, like sparkly red. And I showed Miss Green, I sent her a picture and she's like, "You've got to get out of that apartment."
Oh, no.
They be red, like Dorothy's slippers.
Get a picture of that. All right, Jessica. I don't think I'm supposed to entertain her all the time now.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. The sun's out. I'm always better when the sun's out. Have you been working on your helping hours?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Go tell me what you've been doing this week.
Well, this week I went and to the transfer station in Somerville
Mm-hmm.
this past Saturday morning, and I worked on them a couple hours in. And I'm thinking about going to the dog pound. Put in a couple hours. I hadn't contacted Megan about it yet.
Okay. We'll chat with Megan about that. That sounds good too. And I hear you've been doing well with MRT, that you're moving through that pretty well.
Yes, ma'am. I completed step 4, and I'm working on step 5 now.
That's great. That's great. Now, what's the status with gyms? I thought they were going to open, but I guess they thought about it and didn't.
Yeah, I think the stipulations on guidelines for opening on in-house dining is going to be too dramatic for them. Because
Just
you can only
enough.
have, yeah, it's going to be too much for them.
Okay. Well, maybe this will break soon. Well, you make a mark for today and we're proud of you, Justin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nikki. Tell me how you're feeling.
I am feeling much better.
Good.
I thought I
Now,
was
you
going to
had
die
your
the first few
wisdom
days.
teeth out Thursday.
Yes, ma'am.
I had all mine done at the same time. I mean, that's a lot.
Yes, ma'am. I thought I was going to die the first few days.
Well, we're proud of you. You worked through your treatment plan, your pain medication management plan. And Carla told me you were even on time for drug screening Friday morning.
Yes, ma'am.
That's pretty impressive. We're proud of you. And you brought in all your documentation and all your proof of medications.
Yes, ma'am.
That's great. What did you take, Nikki? What did you?
They gave me the antibiotic starts with a C, something mycin, but it's
Mhm.
hydrocodone 5s and 800 milligram ibuprofen. And I'm not gonna lie, the ibuprofen helped more than the pain pills did.
Well, sometimes that's true. It's all relative. So that's great. That's great. And are you off them now?
I am.
All right. Well, we are proud of you. And I know that was a tough week, but aren't you glad that's behind you?
I am. I'm very glad it's behind. I ain't got to worry about this ever again.
All right, that's true. You only have one set of them. All right. Well, we're proud of you, and you make a mark for this week.
Thank you.
Kelly,
Yes, ma'am.
I don't see you, but I hear you. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's been a rough last couple weeks.
Well, I hear that. I hear that. Now, did you have some more labor pains?
I did. I almost went to a doctor yesterday, but I really don't want to go to the doctor unless like I have to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Everything going on. But I took some Tylenol and drank water and stuff, and I was actually able to take a nap because my husband was here, so. And that seemed to make me feel a little better. It's just been like a rough last few weeks.
Well, I know there's a lot going on, and you're pregnant and almost due, and there's a lot going on. We understand that. Now, I know that you weren't ready to present your MRT presentation. And you didn't present last week, so your face up is delayed 2 weeks at this point through the rules of MRT. And you understand that, don't you?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I was ready. I was just like, I don't know why I got nervous, but I do it with my husband. I've done it with my husband like 3 or 4 times and done just fine, but I don't know.
Maybe hormones, just maybe, you know, I don't know, but just keep working on it and keep taking care of yourself. That's what you need to be doing. Now, I think it'd be a good idea about now to start working on a birthing plan with Megan. So if you will talk with her about that, I think you need to be working on, you know, when you do go back into labor, what you're going to do, what you're going to take or not take. So I want you to work that out with Megan. All right?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so you've got a phase freeze for right now, but does she make a mark? Does she make a mark, team, Andrew? She's not getting a sanction. She just got a phase freeze through MRT.
I think so. Objections?
I think so. All right. All right, Kelly, you get to make a mark.
Okay, thank you.
Did you hear that? Kelly, you get to make a mark today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Wait a minute, I missed something. No, it didn't. Are you going to put that chart up, Andrew?
We already did.
Okay, I missed it. I must have been looking at my notes. I apologize.
It's fine.
Erica.
Yes, ma'am.
There you are. How are you doing this week?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, thank you. So I understand you've had a pretty good week. You made all your appointments, made all your drug screens. No issues.
No, ma'am.
All right, that's great. Now tell me about what you went to a friend's house to help with her children. Tell me about that, please, ma'am.
Yes, my best friend Cassie. I helped her with her kids while she done a little bit of spring cleaning. We had a good time.
Nice.
Yes,
I bet she appreciated that.
Yes, she did. She's got 4 kids, so she stays busy.
Oh my goodness, how old are they?
Well, the oldest is 12, and then 10, and then 3, and then the youngest is like, I think 10 months, something like that.
Oh, Lord. She needs help to get anything done in that house. I agree with you.
She does.
Well, I think that was a nice thing for you to do, and I appreciate you checking with Carla before you did it and making sure that that was, you know, a good place to go and that you were given permission. So you're really
Yes, ma'am.
feeding into the program, fitting into the program well, and you make a mark for today.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, Chad. Chad, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Chad? Okay. Can you hear him, Carla? I can't hear him. Okay, I can't hear you, Chad. Can you hear me? Shake your head if you hear me. There.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can
Yeah.
hear you now. So tell me how
Sorry
your
about
week
that.
is.
Oh, it's been going pretty good. Been playing lots of Xbox and spending time with my mom, and that's really about it. Pestering my cat every day.
Well, so I understand you've been communicating well with the Greens. You've been asking to go everywhere you're supposed to go. So we got that problem solved.
Yeah,
It's like being a teenager.
yeah. I knew better.
But you've been doing well. I hear you're kind of worried about not having a job, but I really hoping this stuff will loosen up soon and you know, you'll find something.
Yeah, I found something actually yesterday that would fit perfect with this schedule. It was working in the kitchen as a dishwasher down at Erlanger, and
I
the
didn't
hours
get
were
that one. Working where?
As a dishwasher.
Oh,
yeah, and the hours were perfect for this schedule right here. I found that online yesterday when I was applying, so I'm gonna follow up with a call. Hopefully, I can get an interview set up maybe sometime after Friday. That would be awesome.
great. Great. Well, keep us posted on that. That would be a good job because by golly, they're sure open.
Yeah.
Now, did you write me a book report?
Yes, ma'am. Would you like me to?
I'd like you to read it, please, sir.
Okay. It says, why it's important to follow the rules given to me by the court.
Go ahead.
Arrest rule. I broke our house arrest rule placed by the court for our protection from it wasn't that big of a deal to break the rules and go down to the street to the dollar store. But after getting in trouble and looking at it's a big deal. People have contracted and died from the virus. After I learned the severity of the situation, if I had not been, I would have been jeopardizing myself and others because I would have went about my normal daily routines and I would have in court because I'm still happy to this day. I remember being ashamed or embarrassed to ask for permission to go to this without probation. Looking back now, I realize how silly that was, especially considering the real threat, which is the coronavirus. Because of my actions and getting caught for them, I'm able to see how fortunate I am that those rules were put into effect. I'm thankful to the court for looking out for my well-being and the well-being of others when I wasn't.
Thank you very much. That's good. You'll make a mark for this week.
Okay.
Chad, if you don't mind, can you screenshot that to the other Officer Greenlee so he can verify that you had all that?
Already heard that. You write well. I don't know if he heard that, Carla. You may have to text him. All right, Heather. There's Heather.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you doing?
I'm doing a lot better than I was the week before, ma'am.
Good, good. So why are you doing better? Tell me what's changed.
Well, I'm out of jail, and I'm trying to, while I'm out of jail, I'm trying to, like Chad was talking about trying to find a job. I've been trying to get a job. I've put in some applications like at the Dollar Tree and places like that, but I'm not sure if they're going to hire me because of me being a felon, but I am trying.
That's great. That's great. That's what we want you to do. Now, I know you missed your appointment with Kelly Friday. You called 20 minutes late.
Yes.
Is that correct?
I called late, yes, ma'am.
All right. And of course, I talked about this last week. If you're 15 minutes late for an appointment or a treatment or a class, you miss it. So that counts as a, not making class. But I want you to spend this next week being really attentive to details. And as your sanction, I want you to do what I've asked some of the others to do. I want you to call Kelly every day this week. You have to get her at some point in the day. And you keep a log for me. Like I called at 9 o'clock, got a voicemail, or called at 9 o'clock and got Kelly, or however many times you have to call in one day, because I don't know what her schedule is or how many, video treatments she's got. You need to get a hold of her once a day, all right? And
Yes,
keep
ma'am.
a log for me, all right? And
yes,
but there are
ma'am.
no problems with surveillance, and there's no problems with drug testing, and you're doing well, okay? No mark for today.
Thank
Get
you.
Kelly every day for 1 week, and we'll make a mark next week, all right?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Belinda. I saw Belinda earlier, but I don't see her right now. Belinda, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Well, tell me what's been going on at your place. Who else living there?
I've had my niece and them come in, the transmission went out on their vehicle. So they're trying to get it repaired and done so they can go home today, but they've been here since Wednesday. It's been hectic in my house.
Well, I understand that you just simply forgot about group.
Yeah, yesterday I got home from drug screening and there was a lot going on. And when time came about, I looked at my clock and I'm like, oh goodness, it was already 30 minutes late. So I didn't, but I did reach out to Andrew and Megan about it. What else to do but to talk to them. But yeah, and I don't know, it's like it just slipped my mind.
Well, the most important thing for you right now is to be working on your recovery. And if
Yes,
people in your house are keeping you from doing that, you don't need those people in your house.
Yeah.
So to
you're right.
just forget about group is a really big problem. And I want you to really think about that. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So also, we set this up and it's hard to get all this going on Zoom. It's hard for me with my computer. And y'all need to take advantage of that and be sure you make those groups, all right? Because they're there to help you. They're to help you learn skills that'll make you get better, all right? Now, Belinda, what I'm going to ask you to do as a sanction is to write an apology letter to Megan for just forgetting or blowing off group. And I
Okay.
want you to write an apology letter to her, and in that letter include how you're going to make sure that that doesn't happen to you again. Okay?
Okay.
You
Okay.
understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. No mark for today, but write that for us, and I hope they get their car fixed up and they get rolling. Okay?
Me too. Thank you.
All right. And we may have you read that next week, but write it for Megan and show it to Carl and Megan. All right?
Yes,
Now I
ma'am.
have Tina here. All right, how you doing?
Right.
Well, you're out.
Yeah, it's still rough. I have a lot of thinking to do.
All right, did you do a lot of thinking?
I did do a lot.
Apparently, you need to do a lot of thinking because when Carla took the patch out, apparently you used far before you told us you used, and you've been lying about this all the time, and you've been conning us and getting away with it.
Yeah, not on purpose, and technically I didn't use, but I can tell you what happened. The girl I was, remember the baby, you know, apparently she was crying, and I didn't realize that that could get in my, I really did, and I didn't know she was using that by no means. But
That didn't happen to me.
I know it didn't help, it's still my.
I said that didn't happen. You didn't test positive for meth because somebody cried on your show. That's a scientific impossibility.
Yes, ma'am.
It was,
Now, when you came into this program, the two rules were what?
Honesty and trust.
And show up.
And show up.
Show up for meetings, court, class,
Yes, ma'am.
and be honest. If you don't get over this honesty step, you're not going to be able to be successful in this program.
Yes, ma'am.
And that means being honest with yourself as well as all of us. The first step is to be honest with yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
And quit making up all these excuses about why you tested positive or whatever.
Yes, ma'am.
And just say you did.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. It's not a sin to be ashamed of that you used. It's a mistake. It's poor judgment. It's what we want you to learn how to evolve.
Yes,
But if you're not honest, you're not ever going to get past that step.
yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, Carl, is there anything you want to add about the drug testing issue here?
No, ma'am. I mean, it's not possible. She had to have used. It's got double layers, so she.
Probably repeatedly.
We can prove it at least twice.
Okay. All right. Now, what your living situation?
I have moved in with my son and my daughter-in-law. They have agreed that I have showed progress and I have taken steps on my own measure to better myself. And they find it better to help me with my recovery. And they believe, I lived with them when I first got out of RSAT.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no problems outside. My medication was a problem. Because but as far as I stayed clean and sober the whole time I lived with him. And I think it's a good move for me to go there. I no longer have custody of the 18-month-old baby. The 18-month-old baby has been taken away. Has been taken completely away from the mother and replaced with somebody else in the family permanently. So I believe now I'm ready to put my full focus back into the program. And go back to where I was at the beginning. I want you to do that because we want you in this program. We want you in it and we think you can succeed. Now, I met your son last week, and this is my daughter-in-law. I don't know why they're not sitting together, but they're trying to socially distance. Wow. Now, I want you to listen to me carefully. Yes, ma'am. They're stepping up to the plate for you. They're taking you into their home. Yes, ma'am. And they're counting on you to stay calm. Yes, ma'am. So when I say you gotta be honest with me and honest with every member of this team, you gotta be honest with them. Yes, ma'am. I sat down and I spoke to them. In their home, you put them at risk.
I've spoke with them and been honest with them and told them every situation, and we have come to, me and my daughter-in-law sometimes butt heads, but we've come to the social fact is if we go at Pitt City, going nowhere, she's taking custody of me, as she says, and she's gonna make me be good, and you know what, and that's what I need in my corner, is a strong person. Somebody who is just as bullheaded, just as stubborn as me, and as well as I know if I use, I never get to see my grandson.
Well, I hope you'll take advantage of that.
I take
Instead of
100%
just
of
talk
advantage.
about it. I want to see actions, not words.
And with this, they're buying a home and we're gonna, we have some work to do inside of it, and I get to be included in that, which makes me feel like I'm included in a family. For so many years, it's just been me, because you know, all my kids are grown, all my kids are married, and it's just me. And now I feel like I'm part of a family again. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've lived with Nikki and Billy before, and it's always been good until I go off my meds or till my meds stop working
You
for
need
me.
to take advantage of this opportunity.
100%.
A lot of us don't have people that'll take us in or step up to the plate.
100%, and she said, it doesn't matter if it takes me 6 months or a year, or I guess the rest of my life, that she's got my back. And not just my son, but my daughter-in-law, that's my back.
I agree. Okay, now you lied about using, you also lied about whether or not you went to the hospital.
Yeah, that text was not meant, that text was not meant for Carmen. It was not meant, yes, I do realize that, what I did. I went back and looked at my messages.
Well, what do you mean the text wasn't meant?
But it was going to somebody else.
But do you understand that you lied?
I lied, yes, ma'am. I do 100% agree
That's
that
the
I did do
important
that.
thing. You lied about whether or not you went to the hospital, and you lied about using repeat. So I want you to think about it.
Yes, sir.
All right, what we're gonna do is the sanction, I mean, you just got it now, but we're gonna put another patch on you. No use, you've already done that, right? We're also gonna put an alcohol monitor on you. And we're gonna put you under house arrest for 30 days. So you won't have the 7 o'clock curfew. You're gonna be under house arrest unless you have to go to court or the doctor or something that's approved by Carlo. Okay?
Yeah.
And I want you to think this week about how important it is to be honest. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, Mark, I want to see you back next week, and all of y'all just as happy as you are right now.
Okay.
Okay? All right. And we appreciate you.
And you need to stay here till I get the monitor on you.
Right.
All right. Team, I think that gets through my notes. Is there anything I've overlooked or I need to address? I mean,
One thing I wanted to bring up is just with making masks for CHI Memorial. I've got materials on the way. I've got about half of what we need to make the masks. And I think, Belinda, this might be of particular interest to you. But once I have all those materials in, which is looking like it might be about May 7th, then I'll let everybody know. But for the time being, I don't have everything that's needed to make the mask. So just bear with it, okay?
all right. And I think Kathy was interested.
Kathy and Erica, I've gotten to talk to, and they're both interested. Yeah.
Participants, I want everybody to stay clean. I want everybody to stay safe. I still don't think it's safe. I ain't going bowling, okay? I don't think we ought to go out a whole lot, but of course, I got a 93-year-old father I'm trying to keep safe. So I'm real picky about all this, but stay safe and take care of yourselves. Focus on your recovery, and we'll see you next week.
Andrew. Bye, y'all.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Andrew,
Yes.
is there a release of information report that you can share with me for Tina's son and daughter? I think it would help me feel more comfortable if I can talk freely to them.
Can I call you real quick? Because